I think it is too. Hi.
Yo.
Happy Sunday.
Excuse me. Happy Sunday.
Is everything okay with the sound?
I think it probably is. Maybe just like hold it slightly further away. Maybe that was just because you were doing
I was
a big
yawning in it, sorry.
Yeah. Sick, alright. Let's just like assume it's going to be okay because it is over there.
Okay, cool.
I
don't even know what we're talking about on this pod, honestly.
No, me neither. We do have some questions to go through.
Okay.
But like...
Should we just chat for the first bit?
Yeah, let's.
Okay, cool.
How's it going?
Good.
Should we
recap?
Should we recap? So we're like 2 weeks late.
Mm-hmm. Sorry about that, everybody.
It's Sunday and this is going out in like an hour.
Yeah, this is live.
We are live and in charge right now. Like large and in charge.
Large and in charge, but live and in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean...
We've had a bit of a difficult time, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster the last couple of weeks, hasn't it?
That's why we're late, I assume, because we had a week, maybe it was last week or the week before, when I was just like not in a great place and everything was quite stressful, and it was like, we're not going to do the pod, obviously. That was the first thing to get axed from the week.
Oh yeah.
So we were like, we'll just be behind. So that's kind of the reason why we're behind.
Yeah, and we were like, we made the decision and then we were unapologetic to ourselves. We just unapologetically made the decision, and that's where we were rolling with from then. And
it's probably important to talk about it on the pod because it's just kind of like, keep it real. Not everything's always handy dandy.
Yeah.
Took me by surprise, actually, a bit.
What, how you were feeling?
Yeah, just because like, everything was quite positive, and then I just went on a bit of a downwards mental health spiral.
Yeah.
And like, that's fine, like that happens. I just think to be able to pull yourself out of it and like not feel overwhelmed with the day is like a bit of a slow process. And now I feel like it's Monday tomorrow and I'm like, am I holding it too close to my mouth?
Maybe, you're good, go on.
And like, I'm feeling okay about tomorrow. And like,
that's good.
I feel like I'm kind of, it's not going to get any worse.
Yeah,
know?
Sure.
We've had a lovely weekend and yeah.
Yeah.
It's been tricky.
Uh-huh.
It's been tricky. It's like, I don't really know how much to dive in.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's completely up to you, isn't it? Don't have to dive in.
Well, it's just like, I think I was just getting like chipped away slowly by the stress of work and like the pressure that has on me, and just like everything was kind of like from January was just kind of like each week I got a little bit more stressed and I didn't really notice, I think, and then things were good and then things weren't, and then I think it kind of just collapsed into like maybe a burnout. And it was just like, I actually can't do this anymore. Like, I need to just have a few days where I just cry and start again. I felt like I needed to kind of start again. Not that like anything dramatic happened. I was just like, it was just like I couldn't get through the day without tearing up. And I think that was where the stress had kind of just like come so high up that it got to like above the surface. So I'd like spill something, or my phone charger would get like in a tangle and I'd just cry, and it was just like, that's obviously not what I'm crying about.
Yeah.
You know? But you've been amazing at supporting me and helping me, so thank you.
Thanks, dude.
It's so tough when one of us is like that, isn't it? Especially like for you as well. It's like you want to like support and be really calm and gentle and like loving, but actually it so affects your week, and like you've got loads of work on, and it was just wasn't the ideal time for me to like check out, but
yeah,
you can't really time these things.
No, exactly. It just is totally is what it is. But yeah, it was quite I mean, we're talking about it like it's a thing of the past, and it's like everyone's mental health is just like
it's
a
always
continuous
yeah. But
a
last
moving
week
journey.
was
But like last week was
the pinnacle
was
of
tough,
it.
right? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I was just like really fucking busy with work.
I know. And we haven't really been. So then it's like I picked my moment to like need you to like sit on the sofa with me. You couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I want to be very careful with how I talk about any of this, because obviously, like, your mental health is the most important thing.
No, I know, but I almost think it was a bit of a blessing in disguise, because I had to just go through the motions, and if you'd have been there with me every moment of it, it probably would have just been like the fact that you actually had to be here and working was quite a good distraction. Do you know what I mean?
For both of us, probably.
For both of us, so I could just like get over it. You didn't need to see it all. You know what I mean? You see it every evening if I feel shit.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, maybe that was actually a blessing to have you really busy and distracted from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been tough.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of interesting to talk about on the pod, because it's about what we always talk about, which is like building the empire and like the struggle of freelance, and it's a combination of all those things, as well as just like some other stuff that's going on in my life. I think the pressure that you put on yourself can really like, the proof is in the pudding from the other week, really, for me.
Yeah.
I need to not put that much pressure on myself, because I just crumbled.
Well, it's like a massive, it's like a huge part of the stress that you have in your life, isn't it? It's like one of the biggest contributors, if not the biggest one.
It's like the best thing I have and the worst thing I have.
I guess because it's the best thing you have, it's also has a lot riding on it.
Yeah. And it's so funny, because like maybe from my Instagram or whatever, you wouldn't really... I speak about things a bit, but like the posts were still flowing out. I still had content to put out. Like nothing stopped. So you just never know what's going on behind the door, do you? Like... mental health is real, and obviously everyone knows that, but when it breaks down, it's so like debilitating. You're like, oh my God, I can't actually, like I couldn't really focus and do normal things. So I'm sounding like it's really dramatic. It was just a bit of a bad 2 weeks, but we got through it, didn't we? Mm-hmm. So thank you for that.
I've been really busy. Talk about me for a minute.
Yeah, we can flip it over to you.
Always going on about you. I'm just kidding. I finally got some work start
Brilliant
coming
news.
in,
Such brilliant
which is
news.
great, because I was so scared. Like right up until like mid-Feb.
Was like, this needs to change now.
And then there were a few like shoots came in, and now I'm still in the process of like editing all of them.
It was an amazing wave of work, wasn't it? It was like, this is what you've been waiting for since Jan. So
yeah, completely.
You've got to trust the process. It does come.
I think it's because I got that whiteboard,
Manifesting.
and I've been writing the jobs on the whiteboard, and then it's like I get to look at them. There's 4
Feel
things
the good energy
in the
from
calendar
them.
to come.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, it's good. There's stuff on. Feels very legit having a whiteboard up. Honestly,
it makes it feel really productive, doesn't it? I wish I had a whiteboard.
We can get you a whiteboard.
Yeah.
You normally have your carpet up there, though.
I know, it's come down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with us.
Yeah.
It's tricky. Life is tricky.
I was driving to Hackney Empire last night to do a job, and they had a power cut, and
then you came straight home.
The job got cancelled while I was on the M25.
I was absolutely made up. I'm joking.
I was kind of fucked off.
It was nice for you to be home.
What are you going to do? That shit happens. So spun round, came home. I mean, like, to be honest, can I be totally honest with you right now? I like this energy.
What? Just like casually chatting?
We're kind of chilling more than normal.
I think it's because we're doing this on a Sunday, and I didn't want to fuss about it. It's like, let's just come on here and talk to the people.
Well, it's like we haven't spoken for a while. I mean, we speak all the time, but we haven't spoken about this for a while.
Spoken for a while.
I
also got a mean comment. Which is fine, by the way, everybody. You're allowed to comment what you like. But I just want to address this comment, because it said something like, what did it say? I don't know the situation, but I just commented on it and like named it.
Right.
It was about us talking about if your partner if you don't trust your partner. And I was basically like, it's not normal to not trust your partner. That was my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And then I guess I kind of labelled it as like, sorry, I'm really just changed the subject massively.
No, go for
Back
it.
to me.
It's fine.
Back to me.
Yeah.
And I said like something like, that's not normal, which I guess maybe that was too broad.
I responded to that person. Did you know?
No, what did you say?
I just said that's what the podcast is.
Oh, yeah.
So, like...
You got my back. Put it
I
there.
got your back. But it's like...
Yeah, well,
obviously
that's
that
kind
person's just seen a 40-second snippet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, I think if you listen to the whole thing, when we're commenting on people's situations that we don't know very much about, we're very like...
We do keep saying, don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I guess it's an interesting comment to talk about because not that I'm like really bitter about it. People can completely say what they like. But yeah, maybe I just want to reiterate, like, I don't know what... You know, that was just what I thought. It didn't... I don't mean that, like, that's not normal, full stop. Like, that should be in the...
Well, I don't think it is.
Well, no, neither do I.
I don't think it's healthy
Neither,
to have a
but, like, that's
relationship
just
where you think your boyfriend might just leave.
Yeah.
I say boyfriend. I have no idea who it was that...
Yeah, neither.
If it's a boyfriend or a girlfriend. But...
But... They weren't happy with the vibe, but...
I don't think you even need to think about it. I'm surprised you think about it.
I only just thought about it just now.
Oh, okay, fair.
But I also wanted to say, like, all your thoughts are very well. Like, I'm interested to hear what people think about our pod. You know?
Yeah, completely.
Just because it was a little bit neggy about me, it's like I don't mind.
It doesn't seem like it.
No, but I think it's like interesting that someone wrote that.
Yeah. Well, it's good to like open up that conversation because
I think we do label a lot of stuff quite flippantly.
Yeah, we do, but that's what the podcast is.
Yeah, and if you watch the reels, you'd probably be like, you know, you edit out the bits on the reels because they're like 40 seconds of us being like, we don't have the context, guys. Yeah. We don't know, blah, blah.
It would be a pretty boring reel if it was just us saying,
Terms
don't
and
know
conditions.
the context. Yeah, completely. Like, take all of this with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, take everything we say with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we should talk about our icks on this podcast today. Lewis didn't like the idea.
I don't particularly like the idea because we're just having a nice chilled Sunday and like, do I really want to bring that neggy vibe?
I think it's quite funny.
Go on, do an ick of me.
You send me memes when you're on the toilet.
How's that an ick?
Like, I'm literally, oh my God, no, this is an ick. When we're waiting to have a takeaway, Lewis will be like, I'm just going to run for a wee. And he'll go to the toilet and it's like, okay, like it's arrived and I'm plating it up. And he'll just send me like 5 or 6 memes. And it's like, I'm literally in the other room waiting for you to eat
dinner.
And you're on the toilet sending me memes. That is such an ick. How is that not an ick?
Fair. That's fair. That can be an ick.
Yeah. I think a lot of people probably do that, but getting a DM saying it's from Lewis Jones when he's gone in the toilet is just like, get off your phone for 5 seconds, you know?
Yeah,
that's
fair.
an ick for me.
We have such a... You are so hot on phones.
I know.
I can't believe it. It's like,
Do you think
what
I
am I
am?
meant to do? Yeah. You're like so jarred by phones in general, and yet your entire life is
on my phone.
Your livelihood is based on.
But
your
I'm
phone.
very good at listening to you. I won't be on my
Yeah,
phone.
I
You're
guess
quite
recently
rubbish
we've
at
had
that.
it a lot where like.
That's what we've been arguing about.
Yeah, I'm. But the trouble is, like, I'm on my phone. Yeah. And you don't bother asking me. Sorry, that was very accusing straight
Here we go,
away.
gaslighting.
But let's go.
Yeah.
You don't ever ask me like, are you doing something important on your phone? Because I would say that 30% of the time I'm like looking at my emails or I'm responding to someone or like I'm on WhatsApp, but it's like work related, right?
Well, that's 30%. So the other 70% it's my
Quick
favourite.
maths, well done.
Thank you. Like you're always scrolling, so
I just think like if you want my full attention, you have to ask whether I'm ready to give it or not. It's like it's a bit of a liberty, you just expecting my attention all the time.
Okay, that's fair. Wow.
Here we go.
That's fair. But what I will say is because the nature of you on your phone is mostly scrolling and looking at funny memes, 70% is, you've just said it yourself, 30% is important.
Maybe I want to take that back.
I feel like our human interaction is so much more important. So when you start talking to me, I'll be halfway through texting a friend and I'll lock it.
Well, I don't expect you to be halfway through texting a friend and
like,
stop. That's awful. Don't do that.
You're trying to spin this round.
He's
so annoying.
Can I
just? I haven't finished.
I would call texting my friend part of the important time.
But like we look at our phones so much that like when we're speaking in real life, I think it's more important.
Yeah, fair.
And that's why when I'm like, I walk into a room and I just start speaking to Lewis because he's sat in front of me. Maybe if you were like typing on your laptop, I'd be like, oh, you're doing something. But because it's your phone, I just feel like you're...
Yeah, but you don't know what I'm doing. What I also would like to bring up is not even necessarily what I'm doing on my phone, but like my mental state at that specific point in time. A good example is I did my full day at work the other day.
Yeah.
And then I stayed at the studio and did maybe 2 hours of like hardcore editing to get some stuff out that needed to be out that day. Very stressful. Like, have had a stressful day all day long.
Yeah.
And then edited for 2 hours till 7 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dog's here as well. So it's just like, there's just a lot going on, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, I've chosen this lifestyle, I get it, but I'm like, I have been staring at a computer from 9 o'clock until 7 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And then I've got home, said hi, but I'm still very like in this state of like, I need something to like calm down. I need 5 minutes to calm down because I'm like really
alert
and like annoyed, let's be real,
in work
and
mode,
like
yeah.
in work mode, yeah. And then I just like looked at my phone, and then you just started talking to me. Then you just like started talking to me, and I have no idea what you were talking to me about.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised because I wasn't ready to talk.
So like, that's fair, but in my defense, it's like I have a completely different view on the whole situation. So it's like, you've been at work all day. I get that, very stressed. You come in and I'm just like so excited to chat to you, which is obviously where I'll learn now. You need a bit of a segue before we can like really get into it. But I was just talking to you and then you just like were just looking at your phone, and then I stopped talking and you didn't notice that I'd stopped talking, and I was just like, I haven't seen you all day, and I was really excited to tell you this thing that was like my good news.
Yeah, I remember.
And like I was having a bad day.
Okay, shit.
And it was my only bit of good news.
Okay. That changes the
That
situation
does change
a bit.
It, yeah.
A bit. But I do still stand with like...
But what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to be like, are you ready to chat yet? Or...
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that's hard, because you're like, I just need to look at my phone. And it's like, how am I supposed to know that? You're like, how are you? You're all right? And you come in and I'm like, oh my God, guess what's happened? And it's like, I think you're physically here, so you're ready to talk, but you're obviously not.
The like annoying, frustrating thing for me is like, I want to hear your news and be so ready to be the most excited man in the world about your news.
Yeah.
And like at that moment,
you couldn't be.
I totally wasn't. I like wasn't ready.
Well, that's why we had an argument, because I told you my news and you were like, that's cool. And then you just looked at your phone and sat down, and I was just like...
Yeah, because really I haven't even like exhaled properly from the day yet. Do you know what I mean?
No, totally.
I needed to like slump in a chair and be like...
So maybe I just have to leave you for a bit and you come to me when you're ready to chat.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I don't think it even needs to be a real... Like, we don't need to make a hard and fast rule about that. But like, I totally get why that was upsetting for you, that situation.
Yeah. But you did really pull it back and we made up about that.
Well, yeah, because I realised what had happened, just like I did just now. Like,
yeah.
I realised that from your point of view, like I knew how that would feel.
Yeah.
And realistically, like I think you could have been more aware of how I was feeling. But regardless, I still understood that that was going to be quite savage for you
That
to
was
be really excited to
disappointing.
tell me this thing.
Yeah.
And then for me to just literally not care and not even want to like.
Yeah.
I was just so not ready to give you anything at that point.
Yeah. But this what we're talking about is why it is quite tough to live with your partner, because your home is my home. So if we didn't live together, you wouldn't invite me round in that 5 minutes. You'd go home, you'd have a shower, you'd unwind, and then you'd be like, hey, Ruby, do you want to come round? And then I'd probably walk in and tell you my news, and you'd be ready to reply.
Yeah.
But because we share a home, you walk in and I'm sat there like, hi, and I'm so excited to talk to you. And it's like, you don't have any space to like, because it's just like, there's no leeway, is there?
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting.
Really interesting.
I'm just going to quickly check on the thing, sorry.
Okay, cool.
She's chewing something.
Yeah, let's check. So we left Frida at home. We did take her for a big walk this morning. So
she's a good girl, though. She's great at being at home now on her
we're
own.
just going to check that she's not
chewing
anything. And I don't want to do any edits in this podcast, so this is probably staying in. Oh, look, you're giving me that look.
I don't like it when you say that because it's so much pressure.
Oh, okay.
She's asleep.
Great.
Look at the little mum.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Stunning.
She's been pretty good recently, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's been a really good
So that's
pig.
been nice. We also had Baby, my golden retriever, for a week, and they were quite stressful during that period where you were feeling shit. I was really busy, and it was like
real life probs.
It's total real life probs.
Just going back to the ick thing. Do you want to say an ick about me? Because I feel bad that I just said one about you. And then we spoke about the phone thing.
Well, to be honest, the phone thing can just go down as an ick for me.
Okay.
That could go down as an ick.
Okay.
I still kind of stand with like, I don't want to bring a load of negative energy to the day.
Do you see how desperately I want to play this game? He's not into it. You don't have to, honey. I just thought it'd be a good thing for the pod.
Do you know the funny thing is, I don't have many. No.
Doesn't have many.
You just wait.
Okay.
I don't have many like surface level icks.
Oh, okay.
If I'm gonna bring something up, it's gonna be like so deep and really like we're gonna have to think about it loads. We're gonna have to talk about it loads. It's like not something. I don't have any like flippant icks. Do you know what I mean?
Really intense.
'Cause you don't really do anything annoying. Do you know what I mean? See, I don't want to talk about it. I could be.
He
like,
has no light icks. They're all really deep.
Well, I could be like my ick is like I was just saying about that. We almost had an argument so bad to not do the podcast right before we came on the air.
BTS,
right?
guys.
Because,
BTS. Why?
Because
because
I said plug that in, and you said how. I don't know how, and it's like there's a plug in the wall, there's a cable, and there's a socket on the thing. Like, how do you think it plugs in? That's kind of an ick for me, but it's like it's like deeper because it actually wound me up, like much more than an ick should. So I think we have to go to therapy, or I have to go to therapy to work on
Lewis
that about myself.
Lewis gets very angry about equipment and me because I'm not really good at putting things together.
It's not about equipment though, that's the thing. But anyway, I don't want to get into it because it's just gonna like.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
Yeah, sick. We do have some questions.
Do we?
Yeah.
Let's do them.
So shall we?
Let's do them before we break up.
All right.
I'm only joking. Lewis got some new Vans, everybody.
We've got some new Vans. They're already fucking filthy. And Ruby told me to use some special cream on them, and it's bleached them. So they're fucked. Podcast questions.
Think about it before you say. You have to edit that out anyway.
What?
Well, let's just like talk about what one you're going to say first.
No way.
Okay.
What's something that you've learnt about each other since starting your relationship that you love?
I love that one.
Something that you've learnt about me that you love.
Do you have one?
Well, I think the way it's worded makes us think like, what have we learnt about each other? But really, we didn't know each other before. No. So it's like, what do we love about each other?
I've got something. It's quite practical, but it's still cute.
Great.
Recently, Lewis has taught me, it's not really recently, you've always done this, but I think recently I've like tried to start doing it myself, but I always knew this about you. You are very in the moment about things. So like, he won't be like talking about our plans all day that we've got that evening, because he won't talk about it because it adds pressure to them, and not in a not fun way. Like, if I talk about it, you'll talk about it, but you kind of just put it out of your mind until we go, because I'm going to describe this wrong. I like get so excited about everything that we have planned, and I talk about it loads. And then if it ever, which always happens in life, people cancel plans, or things move, or it rains, or things change.
Can I just jump in?
Yeah.
Or even the thing that we do actually do it, and it doesn't meet your expectations.
Yeah, my expectations are so sky high about everything, which is good in some ways. But say we're like planning to go for dinner with some friends, I'll be like, oh my God, tonight's going to be so fun, don't you think? Blah, blah, blah. And go on about it all day. And then it's like, there's no room for like, someone might get a headache and not come, or the restaurant might be full, or like it might rain and all this stuff. And Lewis like will truly arrive, and then once he's there, he's so in it, he's not thinking about the plans we've got the next day. He's like with our friends, really happy, and like is truly excited we're there. But like as soon as we walk in, so he hasn't burnt out on excitement. He's stored it so that when he walks in, he can be like, oh my God, this restaurant's so nice, I forgot, what are we gonna have? Whereas I did that at 10 o'clock in the morning, so like I've already kind of not burnt out of excitement, but like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and you're very,
and it's like you're stressed and anxious about it.
Is it going to meet the expectation?
So much, yeah.
And what happens sometimes is that, you know, we make plans and things fall through and they get cancelled, and then I'm disappointed. Mm-hmm. But Lewis hasn't even got there yet in his head, so he's just like, oh, we're meeting them next week, cool. So it's a great way of living, I think, because you're truly in the moment. You're not looking past the plan. You're just like in it with the people that are there, which I love. Mm-hmm. And you've also enjoyed your day for what it is and not thought about what's coming up.
Yeah.
So you'll be like, sorry, just quickly, you'll be like, I've got to do a job tonight, or I've got a plan with someone tonight, but we'll still do loads of other stuff before it, because you're not banking on that to be the best part of the day. Yeah. Which I think is really cool.
Cool.
And I love that about you.
That was a really fucking good one.
Thank you. So I've been thinking about it recently.
I feel like I never knew that I really did that until I met you, because I had never met someone who was so excited about everything.
Yeah.
Which actually, on the face of it, being so excited about everything sounds great. But it's like, actually, that leaves you open to a lot of disappointment.
100%.
Yeah.
So just one other example, Lewis can be like, oh, shall we go to that coffee shop tomorrow? Or like, should we go and do something like that tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, cool. And it's like a passing comment. And I'll think about it all night and be like, oh my God, tomorrow. And then if it's shut, you're like, oh well. But I've had like 4 hours of like built up excitement, wondering what I'm going to wear, wondering what we're going to have. Like, it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
So yeah, love that about you.
Ah, cool.
You got anything for me?
Yeah, I need to think about how I'm going to word it, right?
It's quite hard to word it when I've thought of mine.
I love, and this is like a bit of a cheat one because it's not specifically about you.
Okay.
It's about your family.
Oh, okay.
It's about you and your family.
Oh, okay.
But I've learned, like, you've kind of taught me, like, what am I even trying to say?
I'm very excited about this.
It's kind of just like you and your sister and your mum are so, like, nice and in love with each other. and it's like such a joy to be around.
Oh, that is so sweet.
I hope you don't mind that I'm using one not specifically about you.
No, I think that's such a nice thing to say.
It's quite hard to just like think of something off the top of my head. There's lots of things I love about you, but yeah, like it was like so weird for me to walk into that situation. Not that I don't love my family and don't love my sisters, right?
Totally.
Don't like,
Yeah.
that's not what I'm saying whatsoever. It's just like the relationship that you have with those guys is like something I've never seen before. It's like you're all best friends.
It's very affectionate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when you first came round and we were like, we get quite like hyper and we're like, let's have a bottle of Prosecco, or like we're doing something.
Yeah.
And it's so, like, it almost felt a bit like I didn't want to overwhelm you, because you were kind of sat there like looking and watching, and it was like, that's just normally how we are.
Yeah.
I love that you like that.
Yeah. There's lots of things. Maybe I'll think of something better and do
You
another
said something
answer.
once about us being in a cafe. Do you remember?
Mm-mm.
You were like, you're all just like, everyone's looking at us because we were just hysterically laughing and shouting at each other.
Yeah. It's obnoxious.
It sounds really obnoxious.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were like...
The thing is, it's like, it's not like loud in a Kardashian way. It's so like, it's like loud in a really like endearing,
we're just having
like
fun,
happy way. It's just like really, really nice, like quite infectious, like feeling to be around, you know.
Aww.
And you like carry that.
Thank you.
You like have that in you.
That's cool.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Me and you are like that, I think.
Yeah.
We're having so much fun all the time.
Uh-huh.
And we don't really care where we are when we're having fun, you know. It's just like, it's a great way to be.
For sure.
I think.
For sure.
Thanks, I liked that. Good question, whoever said
great
that.
question. We actually, that one wasn't anonymous. I actually do know who that came from.
Okay.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay, cool. Shall I read one out?
Mm-mm.
It never lets me read them. It's so annoying.
Okay. Ruby.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
What part does your hair colour play in your self-expression identity? As a fellow redhead,
Here we go.
I'm interested to hear both of your thoughts on gingerism.
Wow, never heard that term before.
Yeah. This is a very like Q&A question,
This
isn't
is a
it?
very like, I don't want to be like, poor me. You know what I mean? I don't really ever think about it now. When I was younger, of course I got bullied at school. It's like a bit of a, I mean, maybe this person didn't, but at my school it was like, this is an easy thing to get teased about. And I always kind of hated it. It was just like, all my friends had like brown hair, blonde hair, and they were like, all you want to be when you're younger is just the same as everybody else. So I found it really quite jarring that I had this like bright orange hair. Now it's not so orange, but like when I was younger, it was like, you know, you're standing in the sun in the playground and you've got like bright white skin with like red blotches from like being hot, and your hair is like the colour of fire. It's just a bit like, it's a bit of a snore, to be honest. I felt like that was really hard. And my mum and dad are just like, you have golden hair, like you're so beautiful. And it's just like, you don't get it. You don't feel like that. And then
that must be so hard.
Oh my God. Well, it's like if our kid, imagine if we had a little ginger daughter, we'd think she was like the most beautiful thing ever.
But it's like, how do you tell your kid who's embarrassed about their hair that their hair is cool? Also,
like, if everybody at school, all the boys are like, oh, I would fancy you, but you've got orange hair. It's just like, you're obviously going to wish it wasn't there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I never really think about it now. It's just like, and then like you turn into a teenager, and I was like dyeing it, like I bleached it, and it just looked terrible. And then everyone's like, you'll never get it back to the colour that it was. And now I just don't touch it. That was just blurry. Maybe it's my eyes.
Yeah, I think that's your eyes,
cool.
babe. We're good.
Yeah, and so what do you think? Like, I don't ever think about it now.
I don't really ever think about it.
It's not something I'm insecure about,
the fact
luckily.
that you're ginger. No. I mean, I love your hair.
Thank you. The thing is, like, I don't dye it, which is sometimes I feel like I'm missing out on. But I just think it would look weird if I dyed my hair.
Well, it's like, from someone who's not, like, who doesn't see you every day.
Yeah.
Probably you being ginger is like quite a big
well, yeah,
thing, like quite a big trait of yours, you know. So it's like if you dyed your hair, it'd be like quite a shock for people. Whereas like someone with normal or like not like shocking hair color anyway, you wouldn't, you know, it's not as big a thing if they dye their hair.
They're like, oh, Ruby with ginger hair, like how you would describe me. But what I feel like is a bit worrying is like, what if we have a kid and they're bullied for being ginger? It's like, maybe that's not the vibe anymore.
Yeah, I do wonder. We're a bit more woke, aren't we? But also, like, what, you just have to...
We'll just be like, you're beautiful.
You just got to gas them as much as possible, right?
We're going to gas them so much. But yeah, it must have done some damage to my identity, feeling like everybody else... Like, I tried to be Hermione Granger for World Book Day. It's just like... She's got brown hair.
Has she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Ron Weasley has orange hair.
Yeah, you should have gone as Ginny Weasley.
Exactly. That's what all my friends said. And I was just like, I want to be Hermione. And it's like, but you know. I felt very ugly for a lot of my childhood. Let's put it that way. Get the violin out.
Savage.
But now I feel fine. I feel great now. I like it, I think.
Yeah.
I like the fact it changes colour throughout the year. Sometimes it's really dark. Sometimes it's really blonde.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how this person feels who wrote in.
I rate how your face or like your skin is very ginger as well. Like that changes through the year.
Yeah. I get a bit of a tan, which I'm very lucky about.
You get a tan and you're
freckly,
super freckly. Yeah.
Interesting.
Good fun.
Don't have much to say on that, sorry. Next. Am I not allowed to read one out?
Well, the next and last one, you won't enjoy reading it out anyway.
Why?
It's broken down into three pieces, 3 questions, okay? And they're very simple, so I'll just read them.
Okay.
Your favourite bread?
Is this a real question?
Yeah.
Favourite bread?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What's your favourite bread? Mine is the thin bagels. The thin seeded bagels.
The protein bagels.
What are they?
Fucking
who
like
are they
Warburton's.
Warburton's
like seedy, thin
seeded protein bagels. Absolutely the stodgiest things I've ever eaten.
They're not. They're thin.
Go on, you go. You've got a favourite bread?
I'd probably say like...
It's Cranks, isn't it?
Oh, Cranks. I forgot. I was going to say like a freshly baked baguette that's like crunchy to pull and then just doughy and soft in the middle, like in France. That would be like, fair. I could eat a baguette just from the stick. Cool. But yeah, Cranks bread, if we're in England and everything's boring.
Got you.
I'll have Cranks. It's like a tough... It's almost like cake. Brown. I don't know who makes it. Cranks makes it. Yeah. That's funny.
Favourite book?
Oh, this is quite cute. Do you want to go first? What's your favourite book? Lewis like, my New Year's resolution is to read a book a month.
Yeah, that's so true.
You're really slipping with that.
Really late. Too busy.
Oh, you'll never be too busy to read. You need to put it...
knackered.
It's such a boring excuse. We need to get you reading. It's such an amazing... I mean, I actually need to pick up my book as well, but...
Okay, my favourite book is Danny Champion of the World by Roald Dahl, and I haven't read it for 10 years. I nearly choked.
And I've read your favourite?
Actually, I haven't read it for... What am I talking about? Probably haven't read it for...
2 years.
20 years.
Sweet man saying that.
Oh, no, I said 10 years.
Danny Champion of the World?
Yeah, by Roald Dahl. Have you read it?
No.
Ah, cool.
I'd love to read it.
I don't even really remember the story.
Is it the only book that you've like really delved into?
Yeah, and a couple of times throughout my teens, I just like picked it up in the morning and read it for the whole day.
Oh,
just
like
really read the whole thing in a day. 2 or 3 times I've done that.
Honestly, don't know what my favourite book is. Sorry.
Okay, can you just say one?
I have so many favourite books.
Say a good one.
3 Women.
Cool.
Loved that. I love...
Who's that by?
I can't remember.
Cool.
Should I look it up?
No.
3 Women I love. I also love the Yaya Sisterhood books. Cool. The Divine Secrets of that. I read that every year on holiday for like 4 years in a row. Just read the same book every year. I mean, I think that's it. That was a shit answer. Sorry.
And finally, favourite film. We watched Where the Crawdads Sing. Yeah.
About Time's my favourite film.
Oh, all right. We watched Where the Crawdads Sing the other day.
It's such a good film.
How good is that? It was so good.
It was so good. Might be quite controversial because that was an amazing book. I read that, Where the Crawdads Sing. The book was so good, and like people didn't really like the film. They didn't like the casting and stuff, but we loved it, didn't we?
Well, I haven't read the book, and I wasn't aware that there was any controversy with the casting. So on face value, it was really good.
You loved it, yeah.
But then after reading about the controversy, then potentially they should have cast that better.
I know. Also, Lewis hates the cinema. Can we talk about that? It's so annoying.
I'm a filmmaker by trade. And I really don't like going to the cinema because I am a tired man, and I just find that the cinema makes me sleepy.
When was the last time you went?
It was to watch.
Go on.
It was to watch A Short Walk, directed by Sophia Cargon.
Okay, so you need to go. Not to be like whatever. We need to go to a picture house. And like sit on the comfy seats and watch a really intense, like thrilling film where you're not going to fall asleep because it's so overwhelming. You feel like you're in it. I bet you went to like the Odeon in Worthing and watched a shit film.
I love films and I love watching films at home.
And you love snacking while you watch films. That's literally the cinema. It's a pitch black room, which is your vibe. We love shutting all the curtains.
Yeah, to shut my eyes.
With popcorn and snacks and drinks.
Anyway, look, how am I mean, yes, we should definitely go to cinema.
Great.
But I mean, you've been saying that for 3 years, so it's like, take me to the fucking cinema.
There's nothing. There's been nothing on. I've got to pick a good film.
We've just been arguing about the cinema for 3 years. Can you so fucking boring. Take me already?
Can I say though, there's got to be the perfect film, otherwise you'll have a bad experience. If you don't like the film, you won't.
Right.
The pressure's quite big now.
Do you know I also have so much anxiety because walking out of the cinema and hearing people ask each other what their favourite part of the film was makes me feel sick to my stomach. It makes me squirm.
Can I just say, your hair this whole podcast, I should have fixed it for you. I'm really sorry. It's been in a side part.
Oh.
Come here. There we go.
Well, it's too late now. I'm about to wrap up.
This is also loose.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know. I'm really sorry.
We need a stylist on set, honestly.
This also needs to be done up. I should have helped you out.
Okay.
I've been looking at your parting the whole time, being to the side.
I'm going to blur my face until right now. And no one's going to know why. And
That's
that was
so
why.
funny. I'm so sorry. Anyway.
Do you want to know my favourite film?
Oh, yeah. No. Lewis does that thing where he asks me a question. I'll ask him a question and he won't ask back.
Yeah, I never ever ask back.
Okay, what's your favourite film, sweet man?
I think it's probably Place Beyond the Pines.
You fucking love that film.
I love that film.
It's such a good one. Yeah.
I really like that film because it is so emo and it makes me really feel something. And I just love a fucking drama that makes me feel something.
Lewis is meant to be with an emo girl, can I just say?
Oh, 100%.
And it's such a shame for you that I am complete opposite.
Can I just say that if there are any emos
Don't.
who want to hook up,
don't. It's like too late now. Like,
I know
I want to marry
really
you.
annoying.
Like, it's way too late.
Yeah.
You can't go out with an emo now. You were such an emo when I met you as well. I should have known. I should have read the signs. When it's summer and we do this pod, everyone can look at Lewis's legs and all the emo tattoos that are on them. And you'll have the shock of your life.
I tattooed myself twice and I haven't finished them yet because I'm scared to go into it again because they both hurt so much.
It was like on your knee and on your stomach. It's like two really...
Tattooed my own stomach. It's really stupid.
It looks cool though.
Yeah, it does look cool.
You want to show the people?
No way.
I love you.
I love you
We're
too.
going to have a roast tonight.
Yeah, but with mash instead of roast potatoes?
Yep.
Cool.
So it's basically actually just sausages and mash. I don't know what we're going to do. We need to decide.
Yeah. I'm going to make a thick gravy with onions, that's for sure. Should we like?
I hope this hasn't been depressing, like me talking about having a hard time.
Rube, you have to be able to like talk. Well, I mean, you don't have to be able to do anything on the pod. The pod is bullshit. I don't care about it. But you say what you want. But people want to
know
listen
the real.
To, you know, it's
you
like,
need to know the real stuff.
Really...
We can't hold things back if we're going to do a pod.
Yeah. And
Cool.
the fact that you're like open enough to talk about it a bit I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. It's been a hard bit of time, but it's fine.
Mate, it is. It's hard.
Like the weather, everyone's been saying it.
Oh. The weather doesn't help, does it?
And like the time of year, it's like we need it to get warm now.
I need it to get warm. I need to go on holiday. We're going to New York in a couple of weeks.
Long haul flight.
Your
My
first ever
one.
long haul flight. I've only ever been to Vegas in America, and now I'm going to New York.
Lewis
like
going
the
to
two
Vegas.
most.
Can we talk about your Vegas trip, or do we have to go now?
Sure, we can. Do you think people are interested?
I just
to
think
talk
it's
about
so
Vegas
funny
right now?
you going to Vegas.
Why?
I just can't, because you're just like very delicate and.
Yeah.
Well, you just didn't drink any water when you went to Vegas, did you?
I went to Vegas for like 4 or 5 days.
It's a long time.
And I came back with the worst UTI you could possibly imagine. Like, it's annoying that I don't want to be super graphic on here.
I don't think people need to know really like the ins and outs, but did you drink any water when you were in Vegas?
I don't know. Don't think so. Lots
Bless
of drinking.
your sweetheart.
It was just like lots of drinking and then like 45-degree heat in the day. Do you know what I mean? It's just like so fucking hot that you can't even like.
Bless you.
I was just the most dehydrated man I've ever.
Yeah.
And I was probably eating like salted peanuts every day. Do you know what I mean?
Like when you ate all those olives and then you got cystitis. Lewis was driving to meet me and he had a box of like a family sharing box of olives that he'd bought for us to obviously have together. He just ate the entire box while he was driving, and it's just like, it's just too many olives for someone to consume under an hour.
They're just like so salty and like they're gonna dry you up.
And we
went
to Fata Manor and we were sat down having a date. And we had a glass of wine and we sat down and Lewis goes...
The dry white wine also doesn't help with the
first of all, we
cystitis vibes.
shouldn't have drank wine with the acidity. And Lewis just looked at me like, we have to leave now. And I just don't even think it's like, we don't even have time to get home before I like pass out from like having cystitis.
It came on so quickly.
You were like in a hot sweat. It was awful.
Yeah, it was really, really awful. It came on immediately, and I think I probably drunk 4 litres of water that evening.
In the taxi. Do you remember?
Yeah, I was just drinking so much. I reckon I drank 4 litres before we like went to bed that night.
I see.
I woke up in the morning, I was fine.
Yeah, we went to bed and it was like
a
touch and go if you were going to be like severely poorly.
There have been. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but like, I get it bad. Once
Men
a year,
getting
I would
it.
say.
I'm not a doctor, but it's worse than women getting it.
I actually can't even
think about it. It's like giving me I'm like feeling hot.
Yeah, it's very hot flush vibes.
I don't know how we've got onto this topic, but bless your heart in Vegas not having a drop of water.
Yeah, but Vegas was fun.
Yeah,
and like shout out Lloyd's dad. Paying for 5 of the boys to go to Vegas for his 21st. That is a fucking vibe. I really hope I can do that for my boy.
You're not doing that for our kid, sorry.
18th birthday, straight down the strip club.
Absolutely not. I think we should go now.
All right, yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. Okay.
Great, let's have a good week.
Yeah, I'm ready for a good week.
Same.
It's gonna be
great.
Are you busy this week?
Yeah, I've got some stuff going on.
Nice.
I've got a great list of things to do tomorrow, so I'm feeling good about it. I've also got therapy tomorrow. I didn't actually talk about therapy, which is quite interesting. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. Future sponsor of the pod.
BetterHelp.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing BetterHelp right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll email them.
Yeah, we should reach out to them because maybe we can talk about it more on the pod.
BetterHelp's helping me so far.
That's good. I've got 2 days booked off from my day job to do shoots next week.
What days are they?
Don't know off the top of my head.
Oh. Later in the week, Wednesday and Thursday or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
But yeah, my boss has been on holiday, so he doesn't know yet. So he's coming back tomorrow, and I have to tell him that I'm having 2 days off that week. So, fucking hell, guys. I'm really, the more I think about it, the more I'm struggling to do everything at the moment.
You've got a lot going on, dude.
Just about to start pre-production for a TV ad for the day job company though, which I'm directing.
It's amazing.
Which is a fucking vibe. It's like that's the opportunities that
you want to be getting, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just like that's gonna look good on the website.
We're also gonna go and live in Denmark.
That's a potential.
We want to go and live somewhere else, by the way, everyone. Why not?
Do you know what?
Should we end it now?
Yeah, I hope
we're getting more and more like.
I hope we haven't sounded too depressed.
I know.
The subdued vibe is so real today. We're just taking it so easy. We're chilling, and I hope that you have listened and chilled along with us.
I hope we've not been too subdued. But like that, this is us, and we are just here. This isn't a scripted podcast. We just go for it, don't we?
Yeah, we totally do. Also, and I'm probably going to make this a cut down.
Okay.
We are now out of questions. I've officially just asked the last of the questions.
Okay.
We didn't plug it last week.
No.
I'm going to start plugging it again now.
Yeah.
And we'll be shooting sometime in the week, and we need your questions, and we want to be like giving advice realistically, don't we?
We love giving you advice.
We want to give advice on things that we don't know very much about.
Just throw one in there now.
What do you mean?
Just everybody. Throw a question in there.
Oh, I see what you mean. There's a link in our bio, and it takes you to an anonymous form
where you can do it.
Where you can just like write a question.
It's
also anonymous for us as well. It's not
about not even a question? Just write a statement in there.
I'll
write a
topic
that you want us to talk about.
Let's just like talk about the stuff that you want us to talk about.
The good thing about the box is, you can just write some it's a prompt, isn't it? For us?
Yeah. Give us a prompt.
Give us a prompt.
But let me be serious. Realistically, I've said this before and I'll say it again. What I want is relationship drama that we can comment on.
Yep. Give us your drums.
Give us your drums. Give us your garms.
And all your qualms.
And no qualms.
Love you.
All right. Love you.
Bye.
See ya.